from a sport perspective at Aquinas?
Yeah, I'm a bit flattered, you mate. I was hoping you'd give me a bit more of a pump up than Logan. That's all right. No, I'm joking. Well, mate, I think you won half the awards tonight, so you're killing it. My best sporting moment was actually when I was year 8, and it was when I first got to the school. It was Trinity played Aquinas in the first 18 football, and it was basically a grand final, even though it's a round robin, the PSA competition, and there was about 5,000 people watching the game, and Trinity were heavy favourites. And we ended up winning the game, and there was a massive mosh pit on the oval after the game. It was just, I reckon, every student ran on just because we weren't expected to win, and they won the cup. And that was a moment that was really special because it showed you how, I suppose, important sport was to the school and how much it meant to everyone. So that moment there, I'll never forget. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Logan, what was your favourite or best memory from the sport perspective at Aquinas?
Yeah, well, hearing Paddy just speak about watching that Alco winning down, I guess, just going through his bumps, reminds me a lot of 2018 when we were lucky enough to go undefeated, and we had some pretty good players in that team, and some are doing big things now, and yeah, it's pretty special. So I have a lot of mates from that team, and it's something I hold dear to me, and it was the first one the school won for quite a while too, so that was pretty special. And I guess ever since you come to school in year 7, that's what you dream about with all your sport, is to play first 18 and hopefully win the cup, and I was lucky enough to do that, and I hold that pretty close to my heart.
Patrick, within the junior school we have a focus on resilience. How do you cope with all your injuries and setbacks whilst remaining positive?
That's a great question, mate. Well, it all starts with your mindset, and you just got to embrace what's in front of you, and sometimes things do get tough, but I'm a big believer that when things get tough, that's where your greatest learnings come from. They build your character, and as you guys grow up and you experience some hard times, you'll start to piece together the puzzle and what I'm saying there. But yeah, look, I think the big one is focus on what you can control. And you're always going to have injuries, there's always going to be things that happen to you that are unexpected, and all you can control is how you react to it. And one thing I always try and do is stay positive. One thing I do every night that might be good for the kids out there is write down 3 things each night I'm grateful for the day. And then each day, what I do notice is little things that, before I started doing that I was taking for granted, but now I really value the little things, so it could be a little trick for you guys at night.
Logan, we also have been focusing on the theme of gratitude. Looking back on your junior career, is there something or someone you are grateful for?
Yeah, well, I'm only 18, and there's a lot of people across my journey from the school and family that have helped me, I guess, to sort of get in this position now. They haven't really achieved anything, but yeah, my parents have been awesome supports to me all the way from the start, and I wouldn't be where I am without them. Whether I pursued sport or arts or whatever that might have been, they would have been by my side the whole way, so I'm really grateful for them. And I've got plenty of people at the school that have helped me, I guess, put myself in the best position to go forward. And yeah, it's just important that we stay grateful for them, and I understand and try to give back as much as I can.
Patrick, who were your role models or idols growing up?
That's a great question. I was a massive Eagles supporter growing up, so Chris Judd, Ben Cousins. It's probably gone backwards a bit since then, but I used to love Benny Cousins. Used to copy his haircut. Yeah, all the Eagles players. I was pretty lucky when I was probably in my teenage years or early primary school. You loved winning the most. The Eagles were dominating. I went to the 06 grand final when they won by a point, I'm pretty sure it was. So that was pretty cool. They're guys I looked up to, and yeah, it's sort of, I suppose when you're a young guy, you get the same boots as them, you get the same haircut, you chuck a bit of wrist tape on, everything, you just try and copy your idols. So I'm sure everyone out here has their own idols, but they try and copy, but yeah, that were mine too.
Logan, who were your role models or idols growing up?
Yeah, so I'm a big Collingwood fan, so I always looked up to Scott Pendlebury, and yeah, still do it. Completely different players, but I still try to play like him as much as I can. But like I said, also my parents as well, they helped me get to where I am today, and made a lot of sacrifices, I guess, to send me to this great school. So they've been my main idols and role models, and I owe them a lot.
Patrick, you've been involved in many memorable moments. Do you have any particular that stand out?
Yeah, well, I hope there's a few Freo supporters in the room. We had a pretty good one this year where Jackie Hughes kicked the goal after the siren over here. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, look, there's been a few. There's been a lot of close games that you win. To be honest, I've played in a lot of wins in my career, so every win's a good moment for me. That should change pretty soon. Yeah, that one this year in Optus Stadium when Jack Hughes kicked off the siren, I'm not sure if there is for our supporters here. I'm sure there'll be heartbroken supporters in here. But that was special. That's what footy's all about. Is when you win, that feeling after the game with your mates, when you have that high emotion, you've worked hard for something. It's a really good feeling.
Logan, this year the Perth Football Club made the finals for the first time in 23 years. You led the football club in goals and you were runner-up for fairest and best. In your first year playing in the Waffle, what was it like to experience senior football?
Yeah, once again, I'm really grateful for the Perth Footy Club for giving me that opportunity to play senior footy as an 18-year-old, and I rocked up, got the invite pre-season, and that was my main goal, I guess, to force them to pick me, being Colt's age, and I was lucky enough to get that opportunity, and I think I set myself up with that pre-season and off-season to really have a good year, and I guess it was a bit surprising, and I didn't expect to go as good as I did, but yeah, I was pretty proud of the efforts, and back to that last game of the season against South Fremantle that we won by 3 points to put us into finals. It's something I'll never forget. And, the emotion through that crowd, and they were riding it with us, and we couldn't kick straight. Didn't make it easy for ourselves, but we eventually got there, and to see the emotion in so many people's faces, and you got grown men crying is something pretty special. And yeah, I'll never forget that, and hold that pretty dear.
Patrick, you are one of the premier midfielders in the AFL at the moment. Who is your toughest opponent to play against and your favourite teammate to play with?
Thanks for the kind words, mate. It's nice of you. It's the toughest opponent. You've got 2 times you've got the best players, the most talented, then you've got the taggers. So I'd say my toughest opponent is probably Matt DeVore. He plays for the Giants. He just doesn't like getting a kick. He doesn't want you to get a kick, so that makes it a bit tough. I think the first few years, the guy probably, when I played on him, that I thought was really special was Robbie Gray from Port Adelaide. I found him really hard to play on. But this year was Lachie Neale. Lachie Neale he had an awesome year, and he dominated against us the last game of the year. But in terms of teammates here, I don't really have any real favourite teammates, but the teammates I love playing with are the ones that do the team thing and really work hard and try and want to get their hands dirty when things get tough. They're the ones that stand up and want to try and turn it around. So they're the type of teammates I love playing with.
Logan, as an inspiring AFL player, which current AFL player do you model your game on, or who do you aspire to be like?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a big Scott Pendlebury fan, so I'm trying to play like him, but I don't know how good that's working out for me. But yeah, last year I played a bit like Nick Rewald, so he's retired now, St Kilda champion, so I try to model my game on him a bit, but I like to think I'm my own person and pretty unique and have my own strengths and attributes that hopefully will make me a good footballer one day. So yeah, I'd like to take bits and pieces of the best footballers, like the young King twins are going to be stars as well, so I look at them a lot. So yeah, I just try to make bits and pieces and hopefully help me become a good footballer.
My last question to you, Patrick. Logan has had an exciting month coming up with the AFL National Draft. Do you have any advice for him and what to expect and us as junior school students if we want to make it to elite level in any sport?
Yeah, my advice to Logan is would be brace the next month. I still remember my month before and I got really nervous because you don't know where you're going to go. So just be brace it, and if you do happen to get drafted, make sure you enjoy the night with family and friends. I still remember that night. I actually had a few beers with my mates, and that was one of the best nights I've had in my life, just because as a kid you dream of playing AFL, and when you actually get picked up and your dream actually becomes a reality, it's a moment that you want to, I suppose, be in the moment for and really enjoy it. Like I said before, for every kid out there that's aspiring to play any elite sport, would be to play as many sports as possible, get outdoors as much as possible, get a ball in your hand as much as possible. And then the second one is just to work hard at what you do, and the last one is have fun. Make sure you have fun playing sport. I still have fun now. The day I stop having fun, the day I pull the pin and retire. So You've got to enjoy sport, you love playing your mates, and you love trying to work together to win or achieve a goal together.
On behalf of the junior squad, I'd like to thank you both for coming in this morning to speak with us. You're both inspirational role models to me and other boys in the junior school. Patrick, good luck with your next year's AFL season. We can't watch you play. Logan, we all wish you the best in the upcoming AFL National Draft and what lies ahead in your future career.